Holy crap, we got a show!
Oh my God, we're doing it. Are we done?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, what's up to all our sidekicks and henchmen out there in the Geek Nation? You're watching CultPop presents something.
Yeah. We haven't figured out what the show is going to be called yet, but we know we're going to be talking about comics.
Comics.
JD's going to be here.
Most importantly, JD's going to be here.
Yep, this is his show. This is the JD show.
JD TV, you're watching it now. I'm so sorry.
That's what we should do. That's it.
JD TV?
JD TV.
It's awful. It's
Okay.
pompous and crappy.
So we're going to leave it up to you guys
to
tell us what you think the show should be called. Until then, it's going to be called...
CultPop Presents.
Yeah.
Yeah. So welcome to our first episode, inaugural, if you will. So what's first up on the docket, my friend?
So the first thing up on the docket is probably to introduce who we are.
That's what I was about to say. I jumped ahead. I'm terrible at this. You wouldn't think I had an entire network of podcasts that I do.
I'm just embarrassed for you, man.
Womp, womp. So I'm JD, Johnny Destructo. We're here at Johnny Destructo's Hero Complex, 4456 Main Street in Manayunk, Pennsylvania.
Manayunk?
Who are you?
It's kind of near Philly.
You know what? We're actually in Philly.
It is in Philly.
Yeah.
So I'm Terry Leahy. I own a company called Terry Leahy Films. This is technically a Terry Leahy film.
Yeah.
But, you know, my secret life is that I am a huge comic book fan and fanatic and debate a lot of this stuff to death. So, you know, I went into JD's shop one day and was kind of like, hey, man, should we talk about this on video? And he was like, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And now we have a podcast that is on video.
It's just that easy.
That's all it was. Yeah. Do it with your friends. It's fun. So we're going to talk about comics. One of the big things that's going to be part of this show is debates between us, you and me, bud, in that we are not always on the same side of the coin on a lot of things. Your crotchety old white man is present. He's right here.
Yeah.
Don't touch my characters. Stop making them things they're not.
And on the podcast that I've been on, the guys make fun of me because I'm the teenage girl of the group, because I like inclusivity and new characters and new bold directions and bold female, strong female characters. I like them. So we're gonna go at it.
We'll get into it. But to start with, and then at the end of the show, we'll do some recommendations.
Yeah.
We are in a comic shop, and this guy knows his stuff.
I know at least one thing.
What's that?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
Okay.
And we'll try and have some fun.
Awkward pause.
Yeah, exactly. So, and let us know what you like about the show, what you don't like about the show. We're kind of garage banding it here. So we just set up and started going, and we'll figure it out as it develops. But we know that we like comics. We like talking about comics. And, you know, we have the stuff, so why not?
Yeah. All right, first up, Dark Knight 3, The Master Race, has been coming out since... I was in the womb, probably. I think I came out reading the first issue. This book has been going on way too long. But if you're a Dark Knight fan, you may or may not be enjoying this. So a little bit of back history on this. So Dark Knight Returns came out in, I want to say, the mid-'80s to much critical acclaim. It sort of changed the landscape of comic books, mainstream superhero comic books as we know it, for at least 20 to 30 years. The darkening, everything got dark and morose and aggressive.
Yeah, it's widely thought that this book, as well as Watchmen, changed comics entirely from a child's medium into something very much more adult.
Yeah, an actual literary medium. So that was an amazing book. It's so good. Dark Knight Returns, if you haven't read it, super fantastic. And then in the year 2000, I think, Frank Miller got paid an extraordinary amount of money to give what I would consider a giant flip of the bird to the comic industry with Dark Knight Strikes Again. And this is the first time I had an emotional response to a comic book.
Ooh.
In that it broke my damn heart. I was so excited for this book, and then it came out, and I remember being forlorn. There was like Peanuts Snoopy music playing, and as I just trudged along home, it was
Arrested Development style.
So bad. So I was a little wary of DK3: The Master Race when it was coming out, but I was also given a little glimpse of hope because Frank Miller isn't doing this by himself.
That's right. Brian Azzarello is helping him with the writing. Right?
Yes, and the art is by Andy Kubert. One of the famed Kubert brothers, son of Joe Kubert.
They have a school.
Yeah, the Joe Kubert School of Cartooning. It's fantastic. You should go there if you can. I could not.
But he's doing, in regards to the art, he is doing it like Frank Miller's original drawings. Like,
He's
you
trying.
can see a lot of influence
Oh,
there.
for sure. Yeah.
It's definitely more polished and a little bit better than the Frank Miller.
Yeah, which is funny
stuff.
because it's actually still being inked by Klaus Janson. So the original inker for the original Dark Knight, same dude.
I mean, look at it. It looks gorgeous on this cover image. Like, that is solid stuff, guys.
Yeah, as long as you're not looking at the color scheme of the young female there, which is awful.
You're against that?
Frank Miller's, I don't know who designed this, but Frank Miller's designs for costume is not my favorite. His Flash in Dark Knight Strikes Again with like the shorts and like the giant sneakers and this t-shirt thing, awful. But anyway, this book is finally hitting its stride again, I would say. Book 6 finally just came out. And have you been enjoying it so far?
Yeah, so I really enjoyed the first issue, and I really enjoyed the second issue. One of them dipped. I can't remember which one. Oh, it was the one that had the Green Lantern backstory. But I wasn't that into the story. I appreciated it. I was a huge fan of the original, and so I really kind of enjoyed that there was that we were getting this. But it was kind of going up and down.
Yeah.
But then Kandor just slaughters everyone.
Yeah. Oh, so you like that?
That splash image, I was like, there we go.
Okay.
Because it was a great way to announce a villain. It was a great way to announce a villain to a series. And it's an all-new villain. Like, we know that there's Kandorians, but these are a specific, like, sect of Kandorians who kind of went rogue and killed everybody else.
Yeah.
And now they are big people.
For those who don't know, Kandor is a city that's been shrunken down and kept in a bottle. So it's the bottled city of Kandor, and so everyone's real tiny in there. And eventually, in this book, they get freed. They've been working on a way to free them because they think, for some reason, it didn't occur to them that there might be bad Kandorians in the city. And so they're basically the terrorists of the Kandorians. And they come to slaughter humans and take over the planet.
And just, like, Kandor is, like, they were living at Superman's house.
Yeah, this Fortress of Solitude.
And they are Supermans.
Buddies.
No, I mean, like, they have the powers.
Yeah. Oh, they are Supermen.
Yeah, they are all Supermen.
Supermensch.
Like,
yes.
everything that, Kal-El can do, these cats can do.
Yeah.
And they do it a lot. They do it a lot.
To horrible effect. Now, all right, this is where we're going to differ. That makes it a Superman story, not a Dark Knight story.
That's right.
So a good portion of this was dealing with Superman and having to go up against the Kandorians, which I don't care for the way they portray Superman in any of the Dark Knight books. There's a clear distaste for this character in this, which is fine. I don't like the character either, but they just abuse the crap out of this dude.
I mean, I like this. I like the way they handle, the way that Frank Miller handles Superman. Because, especially I remember in issue 5, when he decides to be Superman again, you'd see it in like an image that's like a close-up, and it's like, oh, there he is. Like with the blue eyes and the black hair.
Yeah.
And it's like the one that everyone's clamoring for, and giving us all a tough time about. Sorry, I'm still bitter about Batman v Superman.
That's a whole episode.
But I like that they're like, this is a Boy Scout, and Bruce Wayne, Batman, is a bitter old man who is much, much different philosophically from Superman and like acts upon it. So I like that. I like that we're essentially seeing a Superman story, but at the same of it, it harkens back to the original Dark Knight, in that Batman's got to take down a bunch of Kryptonians again.
Right.
Because he kicked the shit out of Superman to begin with.
He did. It was amazing.
And it still is one of the best. And oh my God, watch the animated movie if you haven't seen it. It's a 2-parter animated movie.
Oh, The Dark Knight Returns, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Very faithful adaptation.
You can actually get, if you like the book, you can get a hardcover of Dark Knight Returns, which comes with the graphic novel, the digital version of the graphic novel, the Blu-ray of the movie, the DVD of the movie, and the digital download of the movie.
Wow.
That's a good set.
It's a lot of stuff.
That's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this book. I want to like it. I started off really liking it. When first issue hit, I was pumped. I was stoked about it. And I was really excited that it was a return to form from the Dark Knight Strikes Again. but it seems to be flying off the rails a little bit. I don't know if I care about the Kandorians. All right, here we go.
I do have issues with it, so let's hear.
There's kryptonite rain. Somehow they're able to use science, the wonders of science, in order to make kryptonite rain in order to take down the Kandorians, right? Because they're wreaking havoc all over the metropolis.
Well, you say
Gotham.
they. You say they. This is Batman.
Batman and the
Flash.
And the Flash and Atom? Is he involved?
No, I don't.
Just
I
Batman
don't think
Flash?
they know if the Atom is alive right now or not.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, like, he kind of, like, disappeared?
Yeah, all right. That's how long, okay, that's
Here
another
we go.
problem.
This is why we wanted to talk about it.
That's another problem about this book. It's taken so long for the issues to come out, I'm not 100% sure what happened previously.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
When I think about the issues with this book, a lot of what I'm thinking about is more, it's taking too long to tell this story rather than the story is actually kind of weak. I like the story, but I got other stuff to do in the 3 months between issues. Like, I think this thing should have come out not as a trade. I think it should have come out just boom, finished graphic novel.
As a trade.
And I would have, as a trade.
Yeah.
I would have enjoyed it much more, I think.
The same way they've been putting out the Earth 1 books from DC.
Yeah.
They just come out in big chunks. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And it's a complete story.
Mm-hmm. Or you do what they've done for decades, which is make sure you have the book done before you solicit it.
Yeah, this might just be a big marketing error at the end of the day. This might just be the dudes in marketing wanting to get this out way too quick and wanting to get the sales and all that stuff before it was even done.
Yep.
Like, they announced Frank Miller was doing it and then issue 1 was out.
Yeah.
So I don't even think, I really don't think they know what the end of this is yet.
It does feel like fly by the seat of their pants storytelling. I'm just making stuff up, but that's the way it seems to me. They may have had this whole thing done forever ago, and maybe there was some other problem. Maybe there were technical issues as to why it hasn't come out. I don't know. But it certainly is problematic for me as a reader, and as a retailer, keeping sales up for a book that is so inconsistent. It's difficult to know if people are going to come in for the next issue because it's been so long since the last issue. So, and as a reader, I only have so much headspace up in here to keep this story lingering around until the next issue comes out. Like you said, you got things to do, moving on.
Well, let's take a quick tangent there and talk about, and talk about comic sales. Are people still buying by issue?
Oh, yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
Because I would think that, just like with Netflix, the binge would apply to comics.
We do have what
I like to binge.
They have what we call wait for
graphic
traders.
novels. Yeah.
Wait for traders. Yeah, we do have a ton of those. Probably the biggest sales category in my shop is trade paperbacks and collections.
Okay.
Quick rant, aside, if you will. Set up a subscription with your local comic shop. If you enjoy reading month to month or week to week and you don't want to miss out on the issues, if you set up a subscription with your local comic shop, they'll order you the copy. It's usually a free service, and they'll have it on hand for you to just come pick up so you don't miss out. And it helps them know what to order. It lets them keep track of their numbers. Set up a subscription. Don't be one of the people who just goes in and goes, oh, I just want to find it on the shelf, because you probably won't.
Yeah, so the reason subscriptions make a lot of sense is that I think that's the big thing bringing this book down. Is like, we don't know when the next one is coming out, and it's difficult. It's difficult to stay engaged in a story that has production issues like this, especially in today's world.
Yeah.
In today's world where we get everything we want all at once. Like, this is the binge world. Like, sorry, comics, but we kind of have to have that. And I think what you do is wait until the story's done before releasing it.
Just occurred to me, though, maybe this is teaching us patience.
I don't need patience in my world today,
I want it now!
Sir. No, I mean, yes, that sounds really, really selfish, but that's the world we're in.
Yeah.
Like, and I think the reason we're all kind of losing interest in this story is that we don't have the whole story.
Yeah.
So that brings me to a recommendation. If you haven't started this book, wait. Start it once it is a finished trade.
Yeah, I would
and
say
read
that.
the whole
There's only
thing,
2
and
issues
you'll
left
probably
anyway.
enjoy it more.
Yeah.
2 issues left, and then we go to Dark Knight 4.
Oh, God. Ugh. Which apparently is just going to be Frank Miller, so that means I'm probably not even going to read it. Because that man has flown off the deep end. I'm sorry. Is that rude? I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
All
It's
right.
okay. So that's pretty much it for our story. Now, I think you guys should tell us what kind of stories you want to hear, what you want to hear us talk about at the top of the show. We'll try and stay topical about what's kind of going on in the world, because this is going to be a pretty fast-paced show, so we'll stay on top of it as best we can. But if there's special things you want to know about, let us know, and we'll jump into it.
You can email us at cultpopgo@gmail.com.
Ooh.
With tips, ideas, just if you want a string of curse words at us, that's cool. Whatever.
Sure.
I'll be your sounding board. It's fine.
Why not?
Yeah. That takes us to our next segment.
Yeah.
Which is Poseurs. So we were having a conversation trying to figure out what to talk about on the show, and I think we talked about dudes who come into the shop, or ladies, who come into the shop and ask me, DC versus Marvel. Are you a DC or a Marvel guy? To which Terry said,
yeah, that's someone who doesn't read comics. Like, that question is coming from this community of people who just watch the movies and think that they are comic people. They ain't comic people. You gotta read to be comic people.
So they're posers, is what you're saying.
So they're posers. Because any true comic fan will not answer that with one or the other.
It's like, what's your favorite band?
Yeah. But
There's
more
so
like...
many, or like, what's your favorite type of music? I would
Actually,
assume.
literally, now it's, do you like Disney movies or do you like Warner Brothers movies?
Really? Is that a thing?
They're both owned. Those are their parent companies now.
Oh. I've never heard that. No one's asked me that.
Exactly, you've never heard that,
I see.
because it's like everyone watches movies from both sides. No one makes a decision.
Point
That's
well
what a
made.
reader is.
Yeah.
You just read the best stories that are out there, which are not always Marvel or DC.
That's true. Image is usually my answer, actually.
So if you can't even name a comic from something that's like not on TV, I don't want to talk.
Okay.
Because you don't know.
Now, this is problematic for me because I think calling people posers, there are people who are new to comic books. They maybe are only interested in the movie so far, but they come into my shop because they go, oh, I just watched Suicide Squad. Again, I'm sorry. But I just watched Suicide Squad. What's good? What should I check out? I watched Batman versus Superman, or I'm into the Flash TV show. Any number of the things that, it's a huge medium right now. I'm watching this. What can I get into? Blah, blah, blah. And so if you're judging these people and calling them posers just because they only watch the one thing, that, I think, it does them a disservice and it does the industry a disservice because they want to come in and they want to experience what we're experiencing. So they're just new to the game. You know what I mean? So I'm hesitant to say anyone's a poser. That also brings to mind fake geek. There's no such thing as a fake geek.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You see, no. Nuh-uh. There are people walking around in like Marvel t-shirts that have no business wearing those Marvel t-shirts, who can't even name the frickin' character on it.
All right, that's actually happened.
See?
I had a guy come in and ask me for a good Green Lantern tattoo because he wanted to get a tattoo. What's a good image? And I was like, which one? He's like, what do you mean, which one? Green Lantern. I was like, oh, all right. Well.
It's like, here's how I liken it to. Somebody said to me the other day, you're like the perfect hybrid of a bro and a nerd. And I was like, that is the truest statement of me ever. And I realized that's kind of where it comes from, because it's like, you remember when you're trying to play sports with friends, you have the group. Seriously. So let's say you're going golfing. Anybody who's ever gone golfing knows this is the group we're all going to try. We're going to work really hard. We're going to try and do our best. And then there's these other people who are like, oh, let's just go have fun. Let's not take it seriously. I don't like those people. I don't want to play with those people.
Fun is stupid.
No,
don't have fun.
It's fun. It's fun to like debate, ad nauseum about this stuff with people who actually know it. It's more fun for me than people who are like, oh, well, let's just enjoy it.
Right.
Part of the fun of comics is ripping them apart.
Oh, what?
And like putting them back together and really enjoying this thing and saying this thing sucked and like, you don't
see?
know what you're talking about. So, I mean, I get that people are trying to join. I guess the problem is, the second you ask that question, I know you probably haven't read any of the books.
But see, but I also...
And I'm about readers, baby. Readers. The movie, we live in a wonderful time. I'm so glad that we're seeing that. It's amazing
this is the best time to be a nerd.
that we get to see this kind of stuff. But I don't want my nerdy stuff to get too cool and get kind of...
Inclusive?
Yes.
I
want it to be exclusive. It's our thing.
I have people who come into the shop and they ask me that question: are you Marvel or DC? And they're in their 40s, 50s. They've been reading since they were a kid, but they've aligned themselves with. I think it's like a team, right? People like to feel like, if you're talking about exclusivity, they like to feel like they're part of this team and we're against that team. So I'm a Marvel guy, I'm a DC guy, and the other side sucks because A, B, and C. So I think there's a sports thing going on there as well. We're like, oh, I'm with the Pittsburgh sports team.
And there are a bunch of nerds who've never been on a sports team, so they don't know how it's supposed to work.
I guess. I don't know.
Part of sports is kind of looking across the aisle, with honor. And if you notice, what is DC to Marvel? Distinguished competition.
Yeah.
They respect each other. The war that you people are having doesn't exist between DC and Marvel themselves.
Right. Well, I mean, sometimes they'll mess around with that.
In a cool way. In a cool way, like, oh, you're releasing this, I'm releasing that.
Yes, yeah.
But I think they're both like, any comics is good comics.
Yeah.
Grammar kids.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah, I'm just a comic guy. I don't like DC over Marvel. I don't like Marvel over DC. I'll fluctuate. We'll do the roller coaster.
A little bit.
Peaks and valleys for each one of them, but at the end of the day, I'm a guy who likes the medium of comic books and the things that they bring to my life. So yeah.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that. At the end of the day, it's just like, I guess my main argument with this is read the books. Read the books.
Oh, please read the books.
They're better in every way than the movies.
Yeah.
Longer, more in depth.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a character who just got glossed over in a movie or destroyed royally when it comes to something like Suicide Squad.
Although, I gotta say, man, the first time I ever saw Spider-Man, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, thwipping through the city in motion, that was a highlight of my childhood.
It's also a great movie. That is a great movie.
It's a good movie.
No.
It's not.
No.
It's good.
It is a great movie. And Spider-Man 2 is also a great movie.
Spider-Man 2 is a great movie. Spider-Man 3 didn't happen.
Yeah, right.
We don't talk about Spider-Man 3.
Well, you know it was a terrible movie. It was Amazing Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man 2. Those are dog shit. Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Not good. Terrible. Worse than Spider-Man 3.
Let's move on. Let's move on to our recommendation.
Okay.
I guess have you read this?
Well, I haven't, but these are your recommendations.
Yeah.
So we're in JD's shops. You could buy all this stuff behind us.
Buy all this stuff. Buy all of the stuff. All right. So since it's October, my favorite time of the year, pumpkin spice lattes, and spooky stuff. I love spooky stuff. So I picked something that I thought would be appropriate for October, and something that you may be aware of already, at least peripherally, because it's written by Robert Kirkman, who you might know as the creator of
Walking Dead.
That's the one. So one of his other properties is called Outcast, which is also another show, apparently, on Cinemax. I haven't watched it yet, but it's on Cinemax.
It's out now.
Yeah, there was at least a pilot. I know at least there was a pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a story about a gentleman, Kyle Barnes, who has a sordid history with demonic possession. So his mom was possessed when he was a little boy. I believe his wife wound up being possessed, and maybe his daughter as well. So dude can't catch a break possession-wise. Everybody he knows seems to be possessed. And so he gets recruited by the local priest who does exorcisms to help him, because he seems to have a special ability to affect the demons that are possessing these people.
Okay.
And they call him the Outcast. Outcast theme. So I don't know why he's the Outcast yet. I've only read the first trade. There are at least 3 so far. Here's 1 and 2. But it's very spooky. The art by Paul Azaceta is very sort of off-kilter.
Ooh.
It makes you uncomfortable in a way that maybe a soundtrack of a movie might.
Okay.
Because the art is dark and strange. But it's a very good book. It's very spooky. If you're looking for something great to read in October, this is a good one to start with. So yeah, that's my quick recommendation.
So that's the show, guys. We're gonna be hitting something topical, newsworthy for us to kind of chat about. We'll have some sort of debate between the two of us. There's always something to talk about.
Yeah.
That's what makes comics great.
Yeah.
And then JD will hit you with a book recommendation that he has in the store.
You can come buy it.
You can come buy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
You know, what are you doing?
Also, what are you doing with your life that you're not in my store all the time? So yeah, don't forget to email us at cultpopgo@gmail.com with your ideas. Names for this show would be great. I was thinking, all right, so back in the day, when there were things called letters that people wrote on paper to comic book companies, they had a letter column. And a lot of times, the first couple of issues wouldn't have a name because they would let the fans decide what a good name is. So yeah, I thought we would hit that sort of avenue. Also, we couldn't think of a good name. So
I still like,
is that it? Are we good?
That's it.
All
That's
right.
the show. Thanks for
Thank you
watching.
so much. Yeah, and we will talk at you later.
Yeah. See you. Oh, by the way, we'll see you every week. This is an ongoing
weekly
thing.
show.
Whether you watch it or not, we're gonna be doing it. So
Hopefully we'll be more
you watch.
consistent than Dark Knight 3.
Oh, easy now.
All right. Show.
Faux show.
Oh, faux show. The faux show.
The faux show.
That's cute. That's got to be taken.
The faux show.
The faux show.
Cause we're foes.
The faux show. FOE show.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Why didn't we think of that fucking an hour ago?
So we're foes.
The faux show. Yo.
You want to do that?